What's going on, guys? Caleb Fast here, fastest growing podcast on the planet Earth. I'm here today with a fresh face for the co-host here. You know, if you're familiar with the Sincerely family, you will know this man. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
All right, so I'm Cody, aka Tovey. You might know me as being behind the camera, but today I'm not. So, really cool to see an experience of being on a podcast. I've never done it, so let's see how it goes.
Yes. And across the table we have a very fast upcoming artist out of Niagara and now playing all over Ontario. We have the one and only Konan Doyle. Round of applause for the boy, Konan Doyle. Dude, thanks for being here, bro.
Oh my God, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
You are on a wicked trajectory right now, my friend. It must feel good. It must feel really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're getting some big shows. It's like we kind of came out the gates pretty heavy after COVID, and then we just kind of banged them out. You know.
So how long have you been doing this, then, bro?
I mean, in terms of just mastering the craft.
When did you start taking it? Well, sure. We'll start there. Let's start with when did you realize music was something you were very passionate about?
Like the lyric side of things, it was high school, first year or two of high school. I kind of heard other rappers, and I got into battle rap kind of I really liked the competition side of it, just kind of earning people's respect through lyricism, and I don't know, I think I kind of like the pattern recognition stuff and
OCD
maybe
OCD
it might be, and so I don't know, it's just cool, it's like a puzzle, and I wanted to prove everybody I could do what these guys are doing on the radio and stuff, so I just kind of started writing cover songs and stuff like that, and then that transitioned into I don't know, my own songs.
So you'd rewrite Pound Cake or something like that, you do your own version type shit. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. It would, I think, honestly, it was I don't know, when did Drake the Motto come out and stuff like that?
When did that come out?
Wayne and
that would have 2010, right? 2010, I feel like was
the
was 15 rapping that shit. I don't know.
Yeah. I was oh, this is crazy. And I just kind of found an appreciation for the lyrical stuff and
yeah.
It is. And then I don't know, and then so that was I don't know, how many years ago was that?
Well, how old are you now?
I am 28.
28 now.
So
perfect.
That would have been when I was 15,
so that would have been
16, maybe
over 10 years ago.
13
probably
years ago.
Probably 27. So probably around back then, when I was 15.
There we go.
So then, so in high school, you just started writing rhymes, writing the covers. When would you say you recorded your first actual song?
Bro, later. I couldn't really take it serious because I didn't feel like I had anything serious to make music about. And
right.
I don't know why. I kind of just thought if you don't have anything that's worth saying, I didn't say anything at all, I guess. I
like the way, I actually like the way you say that, because I feel a lot of, especially rap, just gets super super repetitive and just the same old thing, you know what I'm saying? And I feel with lyrical rap too, the style of rap you do, it's very, it's Eminem-esque, but it's also more are you familiar with Versus? By chance?
The battles?
No,
battles?
the actual artist Versus.
No, I don't think
so.
No,
okay, I have to show you him after, because he's you and him would make a crazy song.
Yeah?
A crazy song. And actually, I used to know his brother. I used to cut his brother's hair. And he's Versus is pretty big right now. But I like the way you put that, because it's it's true. Especially with the lyrical stuff, I feel you need something to
something of substance.
Yeah, at least, right? Because then it just gets super old school Eminem-y, just, you know what I mean?
I get you. Yeah. I think I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So when would you say you recorded your first actual?
Oh yeah, that was then in probably college, I guess, because what I didn't have access to was a producer and recording equipment and stuff. I didn't know how easy it was to set it up in your home.
Yeah.
And I also I don't know, again, I didn't want to take it serious, so I don't know. It wasn't until something I don't know, got more serious in life that I felt I had something to say, and then met a producer in college, made some, and then that was my first album actually. It was Darker Days, which it's out. It's kind of, I didn't really spend as much time writing the more technical lyrics. It was more just how I felt and my more mental health stuff and whatever. It's lower,
still
a little
faster. Was it still fast rapping, or was it more
There's some, there's definitely some that's fast. Yeah, absolutely. Most of it is it's probably on the faster than average, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because your style is pretty fast, right? It's very Tech Nine-esque in that way, where it's pretty
absolutely.
Yeah,
you know Tech Nine is my guy. I loved that. Yeah, he was a huge influence for sure. Tech Nine, that rapid fire flow. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. I think I would follow that.
Who were some of those big inspirations that you had growing up that you were you know what I mean? I want to do this, because of this guy.
Text number one for sure.
Really, eh? I fuck with Tech 9 for sure.
I used to like my Worldwide Choppers was like my alarm in the morning. And,
Yeah.
and it's like
That'll get you out of bed.
oh yeah, it was so awesome. And like I also like when he did like the Am I a Psycho like with like Hobson and B.O.B. Like I really loved that early like age of like kind of like dark, fast, like I don't know, kind of
really
like
in your face, really
edgy.
aggressive.
I mean, who else? Like I did like the rapid fire stuff, so that was kind of when MGK was doing that in the earlier days. I really liked that. Logic, I got into Logic early, and man, like whoever else was kind of like, I'm trying to think of names now, but yeah, that's like kind of the general.
You fucked with Eminem and shit like that too.
I did. I was actually really late to the party on Eminem.
Yeah.
Most people are. I think it was Kamikaze. I probably started really listening to him, which is like late. I know, like late.
No way.
I'm telling you, I was late. I'm like, it's,
damn.
Yeah, like so. I don't know. Like it's interesting when I hear that there's influence there because like I didn't.
I think there is influence, but I don't think too much because you don't really talk like graphically the way he does.
No, I
like,
can't really.
Like yours is a lot more like family friendly in a way
Absolutely.
than like Eminem, which is literally like you can't fucking listen to Eminem around. Like,
I was saying it in the kitchen because like I was hearing one of your tracks and I was like, I kind of get like Tom McDonald vibes.
No, don't
like,
do this to me.
He's not a bad thing, but like,
okay.
I think just because of like the.
He's a legend though, is he not like a Canadian legend?
Tom McDonald does. He has done a really good job. Yeah, like I'm not.
I don't even know who the fuck. Like I know who that is.
He has
he's
done a really good
tatted
job.
up,
He can like he has the ability to like rap and rhyme words that are like more than one syllable, and he has a flow. He's on time. Like sorry.
Yeah, just like the lyricism, I think is where I caught that vibe. But like, your messages are different. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. I love it. That's all.
What does Tom McDonald even rap about? I know he has a song with Robbie G, right? I'm pretty sure.
I don't want to label anything or anybody, but he's political for sure. And him and I probably don't necessarily align on like a lot of things. Yeah. But it's not even political. I don't even like saying it's political. It's just like matter of opinion or like where we get our information or how we get our information.
It's some shit that would cause some controversy.
I'm not beefing with Tom McDonald, but like, he's.
He's different. Right?
I genuinely don't listen to his music.
He's pretty
I listened to the ones that were controversial for the sake of just kind of like forming an opinion, but then once my opinion was formed, I heard everything I had to hear. And like, you know, my opinion can be changed if he starts making different music. I'm definitely not set in stone. I'm happy to, you know, I change my mind with more information.
What about like Slaughterhouse? Did you ever hear of Slaughterhouse?
Yes, Royce the 5'9", bro.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually when I first got into Eminem technically, because it was Bad Meets Evil.
Yes.
When he did
and that's a great
Fast
album.
Lane.
Oh,
have you heard that song?
Oh man,
my god,
Fast Lane is like
that was another
one of my favorite songs ever. To be
Again,
honest.
yeah.
What about like Psychopath Killer? You know that one?
I've heard of that. I feel like
Is
that that's a song by Slaughterhouse?
Remind me to play you that after. It's like
I probably came to it late.
It's like Eminem. It's Eminem, Royce, and then a few other people on it. But yeah, those are obviously huge influences for you. So did you ever listen to Machine Gun Kelly like back with like Black Flag and shit like that, like his old mixtapes?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I did.
I love that shit. That shit was crazy.
Yeah. So he used to sample stuff because they were mixtapes, right? So I think I got it off of like hotnewhiphop.com.
Like, remember Dat Piff?
Yeah, the intro.
That's actually what I listened to it on was Dat Piff. Yeah. And Purple Rain by Future. I would just bump Purple Rain by Future and
I don't know that one.
Black Flag. Are you familiar with any Future, like his discography at all?
I know like the ones out on the radio.
It's completely different from like your style of music.
Yeah, because people say he kind of pioneered like a sort of style. No. Like,
oh man, yeah. Future has a huge like part in just trap music in general.
Okay, yeah,
huge,
trap, right?
Huge.
Okay.
Like DS2 and all that was like just huge for music in general. Even just for rap, like being like on the charts and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I've definitely heard that, and like I try to like, I'm trying to learn as much as I can, like about like I found myself pretty uncultured at one point, and I'm getting better definitely. Like, but so I never know really where to attribute all of the different styles, and like people go as far back as saying like T.I. was like an early like trap influence as well.
Yeah, 100% he was. 100% it was. I think
so I kind of lose the line after T.I. though. Like I don't know where it went from there. I know Lil Wayne played a role in like the kind of like the sound, not necessarily like maybe like the flows. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, T.I. People think T.I. and I'm pretty sure I might get like crucified online for this, but I don't really give a fuck. But I'm pretty sure people say like T.I. invented trap music. I'm pretty sure it was like him and Jeezy, and then
I actually heard some
obviously
shit like Gucci Mane.
yeah, Gucci Mane.
Oh
of course.
yeah.
Gucci
His
Mane,
name
of
comes up,
course.
and then there was obviously Sosa. I think Sosa is like one of the
Yeah.
biggest names for like for modern day like trap.
For modern
music.
day trap, yeah, I would say so. No, that's super interesting.
Or Chief Keef, was it? Yeah, that's Sosa.
Yeah,
That's the same person, right?
shit.
Okay, I want to make sure.
No, same.
See, that's
shit.
where like I'm still learning.
What about like other artists that like aren't rappers? Did you fuck with like anything like different?
I was rock music all the way.
Really?
Until high school, where I kind of just listened to both. It was Rise Against, like that was like what consumed me. Like
Yeah.
I could tell you, I could name you like every song by Rise Against. Ever.
That's cool.
Like, front to back, sing it. Like I could. And then like I was into like a little bit into like the punk rock era, but like kind of just like the more popular ones.
Yeah.
Some like screamo things.
I was
like,
gonna say, what about like post-hardcore shit? Like, what about like Bring Me the Horizon and shit like that? You fuck with that ever?
Actually, I liked the songs that I heard, but I
Yeah.
never sought them out because like I had such an appreciation for lyrics.
Yeah.
If I couldn't understand what they were saying,
See, Bring Me the Horizon is one you'd probably like though, because Ollie's very, very audible even when he does scream.
Okay.
Their older shit, like oh, I forget what the what their old albums are with like the girl on the cover, but like Septeternal or whatever that album is called, like that's all very like like audible screaming. I agree with you. Like I don't like the like rah, 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 like that type of screaming. Like I'm not a huge fan of. That's why I'm a big fan of like bands like Judgment, like those new kind of bands where it's like I can understand like what he's saying. Judgment's kind of Ev's a little bit harder to understand, but it's like I can still get what he's saying.
If you have an ear for it too, if you grow up listening to it more, I think you
can kind of pick up on it.
I get that.
That's interesting though. That might be where maybe more of the storytelling or substance side of your music comes from. Would be more like the rock and roll, because I feel like I don't know, like new age, at least new age rap music. I feel like a lot of it, like Ken Carson and shit like that. Like a lot of it just doesn't have like much substance to it at all. You know what I'm saying? Like the Playboy Cardi type shit and shit like that. Like it's just I don't know. And like yeah. But what was the thing that made you decide like, okay, I'm gonna like get money together, I'm gonna go record this first album? Like what was the pinnacle moment? Because honestly, like at least for me, like I remember it being like a big thing where I was like, yo, I'm gonna take a risk and like do this, and like I was really like, fuck, this might be like shit. I might just get like crucified by everybody.
My first tracks I was in, so like backstory, whatever, it's not about me, but like I grew up in the foster system, whatever. So like my foster mom seen like the drive for music, so she bought like the boys a little microphone, like a little fucking like plug-in USB mic, and I was recording on like Audacity. And then before that though, I was recording on a Rock Band mic plugged into like my computer. It worked.
You can do that?
I guess.
Like from the Wii or the GameCube or whatever.
I was like 15. I was like, I'm just gonna plug this in, see if it works. I got audio, and I was like, okay, let's make a song.
That's wild.
What was it for you?
That big influence?
Not influence, just like the
that big shift, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Man, I hate like I don't know, like kill the vibes, but like it was definitely like my
Kill them.
like my one of my like I would call him like my best buddy at the time. Like he killed himself, and so he and like after kind of that had, I don't know, like I'd kind of like sunk in, I guess. Like I kind of like I don't know.
Like retracted, from society, that just kind of shelled up.
Well, I guess so. Like I kind of just felt like I kind of had something to talk about. I guess like that was a value. Like
because
having gone
affected
through it,
you
I
a
guess,
lot.
Like,
Quick question too. So with that being said, right? He knew you made music and stuff, obviously, right?
He knew I like rapped for like fun and didn't take it serious.
Did
it was
he
just,
ever
like, a
tell you
jokey
like
thing.
you should do it type deal? Like, did you feel like he did it?
That's like kind of like a weird influence. Like him and I was like we used to like we used to like have this joke where like we were both rappers, but like I was like actually could rap and write lyrics, and like he was just like kind of like the hype man.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like
well, how old were you when this happened?
So, sorry?
When he killed himself, how old were you?
I was 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and so like it is pretty weird like if he knew that I like opened for like the guys that I've opened for, like he would have been front row at every fucking show. Like he'd be like it'd be crazy. Like I don't know. Yeah, it'd be just like I don't know. We'd just like be able to celebrate. That'd be crazy. But so yeah, that was just definitely the big shift. Like I was like, okay, like people will take me seriously. Like that was kind of like nobody could not. Like if I talk about what I have to talk about,
Maybe because that'd be like disrespectful. Yeah.
And so that kind of gave me
That's
a layer
actually-
of like a layer of
cool.
comfortability.
Yeah.
I think like okay, well like who's gonna tell me I like shouldn't be doing this if this is like if it feels like I should be doing this, you know, like
Yeah. So like Darker Days would have been, because I haven't heard that project yet. Is that on Spotify?
Yeah,
It is,
It's
eh?
older. So we dropped it in 2020. So I actually had dropped it in 2019, but then I mean, if you're ready for a story, I don't know. I don't.
Oh yeah, go for it, bro.
Dropped it in 2019. I think towards the end of it, and then around that time, I had dropped like kind of like promotion, like teasers and stuff, sort of like I do now. But it was like actually it was around Halloween. What is it? 2020. So it was almost like yeah, I guess like. Or it doesn't matter. Anyways,
4 years ago or whatever.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.5 maybe.
Yeah.
But I guess it was Halloween now. Then that kind of lines up.
It
Maybe
is
it was like
Halloween
late
now.
content though.
I was actually thinking about like, sorry to cut you
No,
off.
yeah.
I was thinking about how funny it would be to do like a Halloween episode. Halloween's what, next week?
Or dressed up.
Yeah, dressed up.
That'd be good.
And
man.
I have this banana costume. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh God, I'm terrible at coming back to stories. That's just a me thing.
So no, you were just saying how that
Darker Days.
that Darker Days.
So I
Yeah.
dropped it, and then my manager, who I think you guys know, Andy Klonico.
I do know your manager.
Shout
I
out-
very much know
Oh,
him.
high school, then.
Yeah. Shout out Snare Guy Records and shout out Revive the Rose and
Shout out.
Go.
No, just shout out them.
All
For
that.
real, for real.
Yeah. So then, so he heard it, and he was at the time he was looking for a rock band to sign, but he had heard that, and he kind of just decided to take a chance. Like, and he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, like, would you be interested in basically being on like an independent record label, and doing whatever?" And yeah, so that's kind of how that started.
And it's been
and so-
working.
yeah, but for step one, he's like, take down your project, let's re-release it properly, because he understands
You're good, bro. Don't worry.
he understands the music industry like significantly more than I did at the time.
He's very, very
Yeah.
well-versed.
Yeah, so
very.
he has definitely, he gets a lot of credit for helping me navigate like, you know, just everything kind of, you know, yeah, that man is yeah, he's a cool guy, great friend of mine obviously as well.
Well,
Shout
you know
out
what
that.
I was gonna say too is it's actually hard for like, I feel like it's hard for a lot of artists to manage all sides of the industry by themselves. Like as far as like booking and promo and stuff like that, I'm pretty good at it just because like I get like pretty obsessive with something once I see like any type of success from it or any type of like this is working type shit. So like I feel like I've been good at that, but I feel like some people it's hard. Like my buddy Pine, for example, it's hard for him to manage all three of those things. And we had him on here. He was talking about that.
Absolutely.
How do you find that the same thing? Like how do you go about promoting? I guess this is a good segue. Like, how do you go about promoting your music, for example? Like, you just draw. I don't want to talk about the new album yet because that's like a whole thing I want to talk about. But how do you? What are some things you do to just promote something? Like, if you have a single coming up, what do you do now? Now that you know, kind of
Yeah.
like how to handle it.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Like you said, yeah, I know what I need to do, but it's a matter
do
of
I do it?
finding the time. And I've been pretty good recently because I've been like just more motivated to do it. But as far as what I use for content to promote, what I have done and what I plan on doing are different things, because I actually just developed a new plan to kind of help promote things a little better and kick it into gear. But historically, TikTok has been really big. You drop a TikTok video, it almost guarantees gets you at least a little bit of an audience,
Especially with rap.
yeah. So take a 15-second
Takes
snippet.
one video to go viral on TikTok sometimes, man. I've heard it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Have you gone viral on TikTok yet at all with a couple of things?
We did go viral once. Well, I guess I could say I did that.
Yeah, you did, motherfucker.
I kind of just say we because it takes a village. and
I
all
always say
but,
that
like,
too, actually.
But yeah, like it was like a duet rap, because like I started doing those just because I don't know, I thought it was a good idea, like just to challenge myself to keep rhyming and drop content. So it was like those fill the bars, or like you do
Like
here's my
Russ's
beat, you
open
drop
verse
it.
one went crazy.
Yeah,
Oh
so-
shit, you're pretty big on TikTok here.
Like,
you got
I think
7K on
Token
TikTok.
Did one.
I did
Token,
tokens
right?
actually. I
Oh shit, you got 1.3 million views on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jake is a big artist now, JVKE, and I was the number
I didn't
one.
even know this.
was
I
the-
feel like uneducated on you.
I was the number one duet on that video, and it still blows up. I still get comments and likes on it like now. So,
Wow, this is crazy, bro.
yeah, it did pretty good.
So just utilizing platforms as much as you can. kinda.
Yeah, and now unfortunately,
Wow, this is crazy. I didn't even know this happened.
unfortunately,
I'm
I
kind of
didn't
an
get to like it wasn't my own song, but it was my own verse, my own writing. Like, so that's just to even just showcase that, and it's a humorous thing. So I kind of was trying to pander to like the funny audience when my raps on this.
Can we watch it right now?
Absolutely, you can.
I'll flash it on
And the
the screen.
Token duet, actually, when I opened for Token in Toronto,
Yeah, Token's hard,
I showed
too.
him, and I have a video of him seeing it and reacting to
yours
it,
to
and
his?
and he had already seen it even before I'd opened for him.
Yeah, he's sick. I
yeah,
like
yeah.
him.
Let's watch this Jake thing. I don't know who Jake is, but
Dude's got a bottle of piss.
That's not what that is.
That's a bottle of piss. It's right in his
I
hand
have
and he's
seen this,
got on the
actually.
lid. If the tongue
Really?
gets
I have.
it could drip
I did.
down
I
his
remember
wrist.
seeing
I mean,
this.
who does this kid think he is? Look at the bubbles. Look at the color. Homie's dehydrated. Get him some water. Prove that it's juice.
Drink it. We think
wanna
it's-
see.
oh.
We think it's pee. We don't believe ya. We think it's from your urethra.
I remember actually this, bro. I do. I did see this.
There you go.
He's got a bottle of piss. Yo, I like that.
Yo, that's so funny. I'll make sure I flash that up on the screen. I'm gonna have to edit this. Wow. Okay, so that's. I guess that's just a perfect example of like not taking yourself too seriously either, right?
You can't.
Because that worked really well. That's like the only time I've gone viral on my TikTok was like, and it was hardly viral. It wasn't a million views. It was only like 90,000. But it was my roommate at the time at my last. this is pretty funny. I'll just try and find it too while we're talking. But my roommate at the time, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I know I was single, or I don't forget what the joke was, but he looks like the guy who's Queen. He looks like Queen.
Freddie Mercury?
Yeah, he looks like Freddie. Yeah, he looks like Freddie Mercury. And so he got me this pocket pussy, and it was just like a video of the pocket pussy,
Yo.
and then panned to him, and then like it just got like 90,000 views. But I'm so mad because I didn't use one of my songs as the background. I used like some random one.
But you never know. Like, it might not have gone that way if you did use your own song, too.
Exactly, right?
it's,
exactly. I've posted too much on TikTok. I won't be able to find it.
Good.
But
As you should. I actually need to stop. I tried to make a point to post every day on Facebook and Instagram, and I need to transition that to
Yeah,
posting every
fuck
day on
Facebook.
TikTok
Yeah.
and post on Facebook and Instagram like once every couple of days, you know? Like,
How do you find your Facebook engagement is?
my Facebook? Oh, the worst. Nobody uses
Yeah.
Facebook, bro.
Facebook's the new MySpace.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Facebook's like big
what's Threads about? I haven't been on Threads.
Threads is just like Instagram's version of Twitter, I'm guessing.
Because they know that market's dying, eh? So they want to send some.
So Threads is actually it's actually good. I would probably get into it. I would say because it's a very engaging
Actually?
platform. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's all engagement based. So like it's all
Yeah.
comment based and shit.
New. Yeah, I gotta be early to new platforms too.
Because this just shows how like pathetic my presence is on like honestly most social media. Because like I'm literally like the equivalency of like dirt on the ground. That's like my like favorite thing to say. But on Twitter, I literally posted. I was like 1 like and I'll come back to Twitter. I didn't even get 1 like. Like what the
Like, I
fuck?
think-
Last tweet ever.
I think anytime there's a new platform,
I'm gonna
I
go
would
like
say
it.
jump on it. Like anytime you see a new platform,
Yeah.
jump on it because you never know what it's gonna be in like a
Kick.
year from then, right?
Absolutely, bro.
Because like look at Vine back in the day. There's people from Vine on TikTok now that they just blew up on Vine, right?
That's fact. Yeah.
Take advantage.
That's true. Vine. Yeah, I remember when Vine was like a big thing. So
Yeah.
so you basically you just do the rip the social medias and all that type of thing, and then like a big thing for artists to note was that video that went viral was like a funny freestyle.
Yeah.
Right? But have you seen any of the people that engage with that video still stick around, and you ever see them comment on like other new shit or anything like that?
That's the tough part. Is the translation is kind of different because the music I make is very serious usually. So
Yeah.
I've actually been trying to lately have more like I don't know showcase my humor a little bit more in my songs.
Yeah.
Like, just more like a tongue-in-cheek type of humor. Because that's kind of more what I'm like. Like, that was kind of pandering to what I thought the TikTok audience might be, and I guess it worked.
And it did work.
Yeah.
And it did work.
and-
It
yeah.
worked quite well.
But yeah, like, there's a couple other in there that did okay. Like, nothing nearly as close, though. Like, I think my next highest video is literally only, like, 20K.
Yeah.
Like, or, like, a response to that one might have gotten, like, maybe another 20K.
That's the one thing too. The response videos do really good.
Yeah.
Like I'll have people that are like dissing on the for some reason my sincerely TikTok gets the most hate. I don't know why. I'll just like cause this is like my side mission. Like my
Yeah.
focus is like the music, but like I still like feel like this is a smart way to attack the industry just by network. It's a huge networking thing too, right? It's a good way to get me in different places. Like we had the last guest we had was Judgment, this band called Judgment. They have like 20K on Instagram shit. They're like a big band like from Southern Ontario.
Let's go.
But for some reason I get the most hate on like the sincerely TikTok. It'll just be like, what the fuck was the point of this clip? It's like, motherfucker, the point was to be in the fucking algorithm. That's the only point. Like
they seen the clip, so they're watching. So like, thank you.
I literally screen recorded this while I was
Exactly.
taking a shit at work. Like, what do you mean? Like, this is super quick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Uh-huh.
the sincerely shit, I just try and pump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, whatever. They're
That's
interacting,
not that
man.
serious.
That's
Exactly.
That's all you
I'm
need.
like, what the fuck was the point? The point was for you to comment. But I was gonna say the reply. I'll always do reply videos to people's stupid comments, and those get a lot of engagement.
There you
'Cause I
go.
just start talking shit to people on TikTok.
Yeah.
Which I love. But man, how is this? How is the junk tour over?
Yeah, it is. It is.
How was
over,
that?
Officially over. It was dope, man. Junk's such a dope guy, and his tour support, District Apollo and Will Young. There's some dope guys from out of Ontario too. Shout out them and obviously Junk. Yeah,
How
it
many
was
shows was that?
dope. It was 5 shows. One of them ended up getting canceled, just the kind of stuff beyond our control. There was some confusion between like the venue and the promoters, and but
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah,
that Musuku show got canceled this year because of some
yeah.
stupid fucking shit like that.
That's a bummer, man.
Yeah.
It happens. There's a lot of like. There's a lot of phone calls between a lot of different people and communication. It's hard. It's hard to keep everything pristine, you know.
It's just like a money thing.
I don't know all of the details, and
Yeah.
it's not even worth getting into from what I understand. But
Yeah.
it's it is what it is. One of the shows got canceled, but the rest were pretty dope. Honestly,
Where
yeah.
were they all?
First one was in London at just a newer venue or relocated. It is called Club Fuego.
Fuego. That's cool.
It's sick. Yeah, it was actually a really nice venue. Just like the space is cool. The second one was at Onyx Nightclub in Guelph. I've had shows there before, and it's pretty sick. They got like a little lifted stage.
Yeah,
And it
I've
also
heard
has,
about that one.
Doubles as a bar. Yeah, nice. The one in Brantford, it was canceled, so and I don't even know.
Brantford's so random too. I feel like.
Yeah, I think it was called Marvelous Lounge, but I've never been there, so I couldn't even speak to if it was nice or not because it got canceled.
Never
so.
materialized. Toronto, right?
Toronto, Hamilton was at it's called Main Stage Rehearsal Studios. It's like doubles as half a rehearsal studio and half a stage.
That's so.
It's actually the venue itself is actually pretty sick. The goal was kind of like 100 to 200 people venues. That was kind of like the goal.
perfect,
So
bro.
yeah, and like it's better to like have like more like fill a room like that than
Way better than to get like a 1,000-person venue
Yeah,
and like have
yeah,
100 people show up. It looks
Yeah.
like nobody came, but realistically, that's actually a big show.
Yeah.
100 people, in my opinion,
That's
is like
nice.
a good size show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm
Get
happy.
100 people in a room that like, bro, it's like we just did our first out of town show in Elmer over the weekend, which is
let's
like
go.
3 hours away. It's near London. It's like a small like farm town, and like it was literally a basement show, but like this band Moore Avenue, shout out Moore Avenue, they like converted their basement into a venue, like an actual. It was actually sick. Like they had a stage, like
That's punk as
little
fuck.
tiny stage. It was punk as fuck, and like there were probably like only like 30 people that came, but 30 people in someone's basement is like packed. You know, like you could literally.
I don't want
crowd
30 people in
surf,
my
bro.
house.
No, man, like it was sweet. But which was your favorite show out of those ones? Like which was like the best turnout, the best vibe? Which one did you feel like you did the best type shit? How long was your set too? I'm curious about that.
My set changed based on every night because I was like kind of on as tour support, but not through Junk and his official tour support.
Did you get to meet him? Obviously.
Yeah.
Chill
Oh
guy?
yeah. Junk's dope. We talked several times, definitely. But like we're not like close. I'm not gonna front like we're close, but like we've interacted and like I have lots of respect for him, and he showed love for me and respect for me, and it was pretty dope.
That's
But,
cool.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as the venue, which ones were the dopest? Junk told me my set was the best at Toronto. Just the clarity of it was real nice, and like some levels, just like energy levels are different every night, and like and the crowd though was probably about the same for London, Hamilton, and Toronto. All three of them was probably about the same. So they were all like hype as fuck. I went later. The time I went in the show was kind of like shifted around too, and the set times, like I said, it was anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that's a good set. 30 minutes of full
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
So
I
that's
got
nice.
30. It was pretty dope.
Yeah.
In the one show, and then it was a good time. It's a good time.
That feels good, eh?
Absolutely. It's a rush, man. I love being on that.
What
shit.
was
Like,
your first big opening spot that you got in your career so far?
Believe it or not, my first one was to date probably still my biggest, which is Tech 9, which was
You did open
huge.
for Tech 9,
I did
yeah.
open for Tech 9, yeah, in Waterloo at Maxwell's. It's like a concert hall. It was like
Big?
700 people. It was freaking nuts, dude.
Wow.
The only thing that I regret,
700 people.
Yeah.
That's a fucking massive show.
it was freaking nuts, dude. And like it was everybody who appreciated my style of rap too. That was the biggest thing. Like you could open for big names, but if they don't do your style,
If
they
don't
might
like the
not gel with
rapidy
it.
rap, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, but like that backpack rap was right in their alley, right? So like jumped into that. The only regret was like Tech 9, like he's a busy guy. He's time is money and all that. So like he couldn't necessarily see all he couldn't see like the openers and stuff, like go and see them. Like you had to buy a VIP package to go see him. I get it.
He had to buy a VIP package.
I would have had to buy a VIP package to see Tech.
Okay.
like on his website.
Really?
And were you like
Even after opening for him?
Yeah, but I got to see King ISO, which is kind of like his like.
Yeah.
You know, he's kind of like underling, I guess, if you might. But King
Yeah.
ISO's crazy too. But anyways, yeah, unfortunately, that's just how it goes, I guess. Like, it was kind of unfortunate. Like, he's a celebrity stat in my eyes. So like, I was like, whatever, that's how it is. Like,
No, he's a big celebrity.
yeah. So I wasn't.
They should have
I
let you
wasn't
see
even
him
mad.
though.
I thought so, and
I'm
but then I was
upset
like,
about
maybe I
that.
should just bought it.
I'm
But like,
upset about that for you.
you pay like
that's
you pay
like
like $90 to see him, get a photo. That's what's the most important part is the photo, just so I could just say I met him for the promo.
well, and so you can just be like, yo, I just opened for Tech 9.
Yeah,
You know, like,
and then,
oh
yeah.
fuck, I gotta pay you for that.
But then you get a bunch.
Did you
of other
get paid
stuff.
for that?
I did because
That's
like
good.
it's
because you sold tickets.
exactly the
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
the system. I'm sure like
Yeah,
sometimes it depends. On
I just got into this. Do you know who Roni is? The rapper from Toronto.
Why? What's his buy on?
I'm opening.
Can we
for-
talk prices? in
Yeah,
public?
yeah. I'm opening for him in Montreal.
What did he? Well, the thing is, I'm like, oh, you actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I was literally gonna reach out for that tour. I
Yeah.
thought about it. Good on you, bro.
Yeah.
That's a good move.
Well, if you, I don't know if it's closed. I can message the promoter if you want, but it's actually Tory Lanez' ex-manager that I got the spot from.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, maybe I'll message you.
Yeah, 100%. But that one was not bad. It was 8 tickets bought up front, $30. Yeah, yeah. Small, like my set's nothing crazy. I like honestly, I get like a 5-minute set, but
Oh, interesting. Oh,
but eight tickets purchased up front and away you go. And then if I sell 7 more, I don't know if I should even be talking about this, but I think it's fine, right? If I sell 7 more,
It's real.
I get another 5 minutes.
but
But listen, listen. This is this is what people.
That's interesting.
People wonder how people that are like me, I'm pretty much a nobody. I have a couple videos on YouTube that are at 100K, but like who gives a fuck? Because I'm still like pretty much a nobody. You know what I'm saying? But like, so no one's asking me like, hey Caleb Fast, would you like to open for Roni? It would be an honor for you to open for Roni. No, that's not how it works. It's all money. Everything's involved with money.
The game's too oversaturated.
You got to pay to play.
You got to pay to play. Yeah, and like you said, the game's too oversaturated, and that's why I always go back to one day when I make it in my career and everything's said and done, I'm gonna make like a Caleb's 10 Commandments of music, and one is broke artists aren't successful artists. That's facts.
Oh, hip hop doesn't sell, baby.
Yeah.
So I do have actually touching on that subject. I do have a question here. So being such a lyrical artist like yourself, and you know the way the mainstream music is nowadays with like the kind of like mumble rap type shit, like whatever. I'm not dissing it, whatever. But do you feel like it's harder to make a mark with your music because of that stuff so saturated?
I'm kind of dissing it. I don't really like it.
No, I hear that. I got love for all genres of rap, like all subgenres
Do you really
of
like
hip hop.
Lil
Like,
Pump though? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you
Lil
really actually
Pump,
enjoy
Gucci
that
Gang,
kind of
Gucci
music?
Gang.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't actually enjoy it. I feel like.
Me personally, I have never put on a Lil Pump song.
Yeah.
Except for
Gucci
Gang.
Gang,
It's tough.
which was a good song. His only good
Yeah.
song.
It's tough to put a label on. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep, but like, yeah, I mean, it's tough to put a label on it. Like, what I would ask, what is mumble rap, and it's kind of tough to get like a straight answer, I guess. Like
Eat.
I've never listened to him. Shit.
Well, have you heard Drake's new album?
No.
Okay, wow.
I don't spend my time doing that.
Like
Drake can
listening
rap
to-
if he raps. I did fly through it to find out if he rapped on any of them.
But
and
you like Drake though.
I like him when he raps. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like Drake when he raps, absolutely.
But like not R&B Drake.
Not me personally, but like
Yeah.
I just never really grew up listening to that, like the more poppy sounding like R&B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you know what? I guess it's fair to say I like I said, I personally don't like mumble rap. Like really, I'm never gonna like listen to like. Honestly, like some of its bangers, like you know what I'm saying, but it's not like something like you said I would really like put in my rotation like that. But yeah, I guess you have to have respect for it if there's a market for it too, because clearly it.
As far as selling compared to it, I think that was kind of like the question. It still is definitely hard to sell, like, because like mainstream hip hop certainly doesn't sound like what I do.
Mm-hmm.
There's no denying that. Like, and my goal definitely isn't to break mainstream. My goal is to like make a career out of it. Like,
Yeah.
but no more than like I'm not trying to be rich. Like, I'm not trying to even make. I would be happy. Like, I'm not even trying to make the sunshine list in, like in rap. Like, if I could just make a living off of it, like it's my 9-to-5 job, like that'd
Yeah.
be so sick. Like, wake up, rap, and then go to bed, like, or whatever, you know. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, selling, bro, it's hard, and it's hard because my type of rap isn't like the stuff you go out and like kind of enjoy yourself to. You kind of
Yeah.
go and like you listen and like pay attention. It's like a job. Like it is more poetic, I think. Like you have to sit there and really analyze it and use brain power. Like you don't get to just like zone out and chill.
So I guess what I feel is like The question in regards to why the question happened is like, do you feel like does it kind of piss you off if you hear a song that's just so repetitive and talking about stupid shit that like blows up, right? But you're out here putting your like, putting all your like feelings into your songs and shit, and then it's like people appreciate the wrong kind of music these days.
I can definitely appreciate that, and I do sometimes. Like we'll be listening to like music, and we will run through like newer albums and stuff, or we'll just tell Spotify to like, or Alexa or Google or whatever to like play new hip hop. And I will say there's probably like one every 6 or 7 songs. Me and my like girl will like look at each other and be like, "What is this? Like, how do you make this and get away with it?" Like, I absolutely can appreciate that. What I think though, like, is also like, I think here's where like my here's my like devil and angel on my shoulders. Like, I kind of that's my knee jerk reaction. But then when you actually like when I listen to the lyrics and like I know that they're rapping about like, let's say what some would classify as like, what's the right word to use it? Like just like a lifestyle of like guns, drugs, like materialistic stuff. Like like or materialistic stuff for sure. Like all of that jazz. Like what I'm kind of unable to appreciate is that those things are valuable in the life that they lived, like and not the life that I lived. So like that's why it's kind of like that's where I struggle because like, or I wouldn't say I struggle. Like that's where I land. Like I kind of go like, oh, this is good though. Like in terms of like the things that they can appreciate, they need to appreciate status. Like people who like come from poverty and obviously people of color and stuff like that. Like there was a time where they had to appreciate like their status, their jewelry and stuff like that to like, to be valuable, which is like, a damn shame that they people were like made to like think that and stuff like that. So like. And obviously, like, guns and drugs, like, nobody really chooses that lifestyle. You're kind of given a choice that...
Well, some fucking idiots choose that lifestyle.
Yeah, there are people who... of course, there are. I'm sure that there's people that do, like, because...
I know some wealthy white boys at mom's house that chose that lifestyle.
Dang. Yeah, like, sometimes they see it's, like, easy money, or it's, like, they see it as an easy way out, or see it as, like... So, like...
It's just sexy,
it's just
right?
tempting,
It's just
dangled
like,
in front of their face, and, like, well, think about the life that they lived that tempted that. You know what I mean? Like... If they weren't getting their needs met in their lifestyle, then ultimately they didn't have a choice. But like it felt like they had a choice, or it looked like they had a choice. But like if you're dangling like a winning lotto ticket in front of somebody's face, and you're looking at like a mediocre subpar lifestyle, like
you'd rather go for the better thing.
Well, psychology will just make you do it. I think like we think we have a lot of control, but I think you can like, and like I'm not even like a believer of like fate or like any of that jazz. Like, but like I just think like. In terms of nurture, like I don't think we have much control in terms of like the things that influenced us in development and how we end up now. Like
very minimal,
me personally,
and it's really hard to rewire yourself after you do have programming. You know what I'm saying?
Totally,
it is hard. It's really hard to change, like,
dude. It's like impossible.
Speaking of that type of upbringing shit, like how was your upbringing? Like was it like pretty good or?
Yeah, absolutely. It was honestly like it was good. It was good.
Where'd you grow up?
That's a funny question. That is the one thing that maybe was like the more difficult side. I didn't really grow up anywhere. Like I kind of like, so I was born in Hamilton, lived there for 2 years, and then parents divorced, which maybe that's probably influential, but not to my knowledge because I was like just a youngin'. So it's all I ever knew was like
just legit.
I just had 4 parents, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. I have 4 parents, right? Though that's the fucked up thing.
Yeah, so like we moved then because like they moved. So my dad stayed in Hamilton, mom in Mississauga. I won't get too much into details, but Mississauga for like 10 years.
Oh,
like,
well, near Toronto.
Growing.
That's cool.
But then like it was like the younger years, so like then I moved to like St. Catharines, and then that's when I went to like West Park and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I moved to like Stony Creek, Hamilton again.
Back.
And then
where do you live now?
Brantford.
Brantford. Oh, you do live in Brantford, eh?
Yeah.
So where the fuck is that really?
It's Brantford? I was actually born in Brantford.
That was like near Hamilton, right?
It is kind of like it's like 25 minutes out, 30 minutes from Hamilton, probably.
Small population.
100K.
100K. That's the thing about Niagara is there's way too many like fucking different little sects of it. Like I feel like Port Colborne and Welland should be one thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And then
I agree.
And then like maybe even like Thorold and St. Catharines would be one thing. Because like why split it all up? Like it doesn't really make.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. But
then you got like Niagara on the Lake, right? And then it's like St. David's, which is literally like 5 minutes down the road. type
I
shit.
didn't even know that.
Like,
I
I-
would have just called it St. Noddle probably.
Yeah,
or
because
whatever.
I work in Niagara on the Lake, right? Or St. David, sorry. And at first they're like, oh yeah, barbershop in Niagara on the Lake. And then I see St. David's. And I remember talking to him about it because he was like, bro, like that sounds far as fuck. Like, you sure you want to make the
because
trip?
he fucking quit working at my shop to go work in St. David's, and I'm googling his shop, and it's an hour and 40 minutes away, and I'm like, is there something wrong with this kid? Like literally, like I was like, why are you doing this? Like, but I was actually mistaken, and it was actually really it was actually really close. But so you had a good upbringing, so everything was good there then, basically.
Yeah, like parents
most
were
part.
pretty. Yeah, parents were good. Parents were great.
Well, that's yeah.
I'm like I was like kind of like I was like my old man, like I saw like on weekends and like holidays.
Yeah.
And like, as you grow, that kind of like just kind of like gets more and more sparse, sort of. So,
Tapers out.
yeah.
Is your family like really proud of you for this music shit? They fuck with it?
Oh yeah. They are. They're not hip hop artists, and like,
Yeah.
I think it's hard to gauge too when you're looking from the outside. It's kind of hard to gauge like just what's happening or just like the weight of things that go on. Like, but like I tell
Especially
them,
if they don't
like,
understand like who Junk is or like who like these people are that you're opening for.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like they listen to like jazz and opera and like I don't know, like just like the top 40s
Country
from their time, kind of. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have you done you've done headlining shows yourself, right?
I did one. Somebody approached me and asked. They were like, "Would you like? We're putting on a show and like we're looking for somebody who's like who's just got a dope performance. Like they wanted like a high quality performance." And I was like, absolutely. I was like, are you sure? Like I'm not gonna I don't have tons of pull. Like I'm not gonna be able to sell you like a big crowd of tickets. Like you're gonna have to sell it as best you can. Like you could use me to sell it. So yeah, but I headlined that one and it was actually dope. It was actually a pretty decent turnout.
Where was that?
It was in Guelph. It was at a it was an interesting setup. I can't remember. It was like a restaurant bar. But they had like a platform for performances.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Guelph. I can't remember the name. Dang.
That's dope though.
Yeah, it was cool. I think we actually throughout the entire night, because people come in and out throughout the performance, but like throughout the entire night, it was like 150 tickets or something.
That's really good.
Yeah,
For
so
a
it was pretty
headliner,
good
it's
pull.
sick.
Yeah, and like
That's
the
really sick.
crowd came up and it was like really like it was really dope. Yeah, it was.
That's awesome.
Now a little bit about like starting shows and stuff. So like, how did you meet Snare Guy Records, Andy? How'd that come about?
Yeah, well, it was literally that. Oh, I guess it's funny. Like, okay, you know how like. Okay, well, in the old, I mean, how did I actually meet him, or how did I know about him, or like that's
Like,
kind
did
of like.
he reach out? Like you said, he reached out to you, right?
Yeah, he reached
Like,
out to me.
How did he find you? Did he see your stuff?
It was a
online?
sponsored
Like,
ad. Yeah. So like on
So they
on
work.
Instagram,
Ads work.
Ads work.
Yeah. Well, fuck
Ads
they
work. Do it.
Especially YouTube ads.
Oh yeah. Oh, pump some money into stuff, and you can definitely get some. It's good because like you have to make investments to promote your stuff no matter what. So like, there's one thing to pay money to like fake generate your streams, and then there's one thing to pay money to get in front of a bigger audience. Like that's way more valuable. Like in terms of like really.
Yeah, you don't want fake streams.
No, it's not worth it. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
It literally it you hurt yourself, like, because even if you brand yourself and then people like say they make an investment in you for a show because they think you can sell tickets, and then you don't sell tickets,
Nobody's
that's
coming.
the last time that's the last time you're getting booked. Why would you fake your numbers? Like it just doesn't make sense, in my opinion. Again, I don't know.
So you met him through an ad,
Oh
essentially,
yeah,
right?
yeah. He messaged that, but I knew about him obviously because he had been making waves when he did Revive the Rose and like their Rock Search and stuff like that. That was pretty hype, And obviously he's dope at what he does, and he has a lot of connections too, like because he's formed and due to his hard work. And back in the day of like Facebook, when like I was like a kid and like it was the early days, and you're kind of like, oh, Facebook's cool. You kind of like add mutual friends and stuff randomly, like, and you kind of just like know about them, but you don't really ever interact. He was actually one of those guys that like I knew about, and we were friends on Facebook for so long.
I love that shit. Yeah, I still do that actually. I still do that. I'll shoot like I'll see like somebody that I'm like, oh fuck, like the drummer for My Son the Hurricane and shit like that. I just
Cooper?
Dan O'Shea.
Oh yeah.
I just like he did a thing with Andy the one time. Like a music seminar. I was like, oh, I see him on Facebook. I can try and friend him, and he friended me back.
Let's
that's
go.
cool.
That's a big dub.
Yeah.
Dan O'Shea. Who isn't that? Is that not a celebrity name? It's like a song with like Justin Bieber and stuff like that.
I have no idea. I have no idea. But
swear.
Dan's in like a really big band.
Jamie,
that's
pull it up.
Dan plus Shay. Yeah.
We need a Jamie. I usually am the little Jamie slut back here too. I'll just switch over to this. No disrespect to Jamie.
No. That's dope. Okay, yeah. No, My Son the Hurricane's sick. Shout out them.
Yeah, they're huge. They're on fucking big huge tour right now. What do you have coming up after this Junk thing? You got anything you can announce now, or just got stuff in the works, or?
I mean, yeah, I wasn't gonna announce it until
This won't come out, keep in mind, until, well, next week.
that's
So that's-
technically perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a new song dropping called "Who Is This."
Who's this?
It's just I think it's just like a sexy track, you know, like it kind of just bars out a little bit. The beat is just like heavy hitting and really bassy, like it's more like a lower, like growly, like hype song, bro. Like, oh, it's
Really? You got it on you?
I'm
Play
excited
it
for
after?
it. I'm really excited. Yeah, absolutely. I can
Dope.
definitely show you guys.
Fuck
Yeah, fuck it.
We can throw it on.
Some sneak peeks. Yeah, actually, yeah, I would love to play it. Actually, if there's any way to do that, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of follow up quickly after like the album Love, because I really didn't expect to be thrown in like Spotify algorithms like that, and get the
Shit went
streams that I
crazy.
got.
I guess we could talk about that now. So you just dropped, I guess this is your debut studio album. Would you?
It's technically my
brand it as
sophomore,
that?
because the first one was a studio album, but it just
Darker Days?
The quality wasn't quite there, so like I'm not
Darker
really sure
Days
what
is
to
your
call it.
first one.
Yeah, it came out with the knowledge that I had at the time. I was like, this is an album. But
Well, I'm
nowadays,
seeing
I
like
really
a
don't
fuck
know.
ton of albums
It's
on your
got
shit
8
right
songs,
now.
I think. So it's like it's
Oh,
album.
I'm seeing the
it's album
archives
length.
too.
That one's a mixtape.
Okay.
Well, I would classify it as that.
So Doyle, I have listened to the whole thing. I think most all of it. Yeah. I think my favorite is I really like that Unsabbatical. I like Gassed Up a lot. Don't Overthink It. Yeah. Well, how did it feel getting that DNA feature?
Oh, dude, it was so sick.
How did that come about?
I just messaged him. I
Yeah.
just asked him. I was like, yeah, I just asked you if he would do a song, if he would get on a track. I sent him like what I had and like the beat, and he agreed. Obviously, like, you know, for, you know, business, you know, but from my understanding, there was a little bit of respect tied in with the business. So like, you know, I got a bit of
Deal.
yeah. So
Shit's not cheap.
yeah, he hopped on it, and I told him, I was like, here's what the track's about. Here's what, if you want to rap about this, like, it'd be dope. I'd appreciate it. And he hit the nail on the head, like, because the goal with that one is kind of like unsabbatical. It means like unfit for church. With all due respect to religion, it's never. I grew up religious, and I just like kind of where I've landed now is I'm like totally open to it. The idea of it, and if it's real, and I just like. I wish I could change about myself. Like I have a hard time with the faith aspect of just putting my faith in something like
Right.
and entirely like, and you know, I can put my faith in, you know, physical things that I can prove to myself that, like, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's just what I struggle with. But like I'm like what you might say like agnostic, I guess, like open to anything. Like if I'm like I've experienced things that make me go, yeah, it's possible. You know, like I get like
100%.
yeah, and that's kind of where
100%.
but like I just can't. I also
You don't want to subscribe to one religion, is what you're saying, basically.
yeah, and like I guess yeah, because like I can appreciate too that like there's like 1,000 different of them, and that like, you know, if one is right, then all the others are wrong, and how does that work in terms of, you know, there's just so many complexities that like I know there are answers to.
Yeah. Well, I think a big part of it too is looking historically at like what can be proven via history, right?
Yeah,
I think that's where
true, too.
things land on like the main two religions being like Islam and Christianity, right? Because there's stories and things that are backed by actual historical events, right? Like things that actually happen.
Right.
You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
absolutely.
But yeah, faith is like they say if you have like faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Stuff.
I like it. I honestly, and I love
That's
it.
what it says in the Bible and in the Quran, actually. Not that exact thing, but it's if
Okay.
you look up faith of a mustard seed in Quran and Bible, it's two different translations. But it basically means like if you have even like this tiniest like a mustard seed's like this big or whatever it is, and that's like if you have even that amount of faith, like God will accept you, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. Oh well, then I make the cut, right?
Then you're good. Technically,
We're boys.
yeah, technically, you're pretty much kind of good.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. But I'm not doing it because like that's my goal, right? Like I do it because that's just my realness. Like that's
Yeah.
like that's just where I'm at.
Which is your
But-
favorite song off this album?
Yeah, sorry, circling back, Unsabbatical, yeah, because I mentioned
Yeah.
about the verse. It's about not being fit for church. So it's kind of like it's a toy. It's kind of a play on like, okay, like here's my stance on religion. I'm not fit for church. I don't think I'd be accepted, but maybe I would be.
Yeah, you definitely would be in the right
like,
church.
Yeah, let's kind of like tongue in cheek, like make light of like gods and mythical mythical beings and stuff like that. And just make references to those while kind of bragging and showing off our abilities as if we're gods. Like we are gods in this realm of like this universe of hip hop and whatever, like
Yeah.
based on what we can do. Like, so
like
that was
that.
kind of the joke that we were going for. Not joke, but like
The
vision.
concept.
Yeah.
The concept.
So he came back and he made a bunch of crazy Greek like mythological like rhymes and like gods and stuff, and it was crazy.
It was a good one, eh?
Oh yeah, I love what he did, man. He's got that like that Queens New York accent too. Like
Yeah.
it goes so hard, man.
It does actually go hard. I actually really like his feature on that. And the Young Stitch one's actually pretty fire too.
Oh yeah, man, Stizzy.
What does
he's
quid
crazy.
pro quo mean?
Quid pro quo is like it's essentially it's a business exchange, like where you exchange something for goods, but like it's like so like with Young Stitch again, it was like it was like a thing of like, okay, like here's his feature price, but like out of respect, like here's what I'll do with you, like here's our quid pro quo, like here's our business arrangement.
Yeah.
Is like I'm gonna set up this we're gonna set up this like back and forth track. Like we're not just gonna do a regular like I'm gonna let me get a 16 verse off you. Like,
yeah, like let's make an actual an actual song.
Yeah,
little
like
project.
let's invest on
bar
like
for bar type shit.
exactly. I was like, here's what we can do. Like I can keep up with you, and you're amazing in this game. Like I know he's a lyrical freaking beast, man. Like
He won didn't he win the BET award or something?
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's world champion. I think
he's the last winner too. And I think he just kept winning or something. I don't know. So I read somewhere that like he kept winning, so they stopped it. But it also might have been Canadians kept winning because the last guy who won it on TV was Sharon. Shout out Sharon. That guy's fucking hype, my guy. He's like arguably the best freestyler in Canada. Like,
Yeah.
and arguably in the States too, because he won that last time. And then Young Stitch is also another arguable like best in
Well,
Canada.
if you're winning, there's obviously there's a reason why you're winning, right?
Absolutely. And then Junk is another like best freestyler in Canada. Like, and then Harry Mack is obviously the best freestyler in like the States. Like
Harry Mack is fucking disgusting.
DNA is actually nice too. They're all so nice. Like you see the Wild and Out guys, right? Like they're all
Most of
sick
them, yeah.
freestylers. They can come up with a freestyle about whatever you want on the spot.
Harry Mack's a really cool story. How he just grinded out like content till the point
Yeah.
where he's actually like fucking huge now.
It's actually crazy. Like
He has actual projects out, right?
That's a good
like
question.
albums
And
and shit?
I feel like I talk about this a lot. He couldn't. I don't think he. I mean, he could. He's gonna prove me wrong. He's gonna prove everybody wrong. He could make money off of music. Don't get me wrong, because he's definitely got super fans who will support him. But
I only see like one album that he hasn't heard. The rest are
Yeah.
top 50 Omegle bars.
see, he's a
I don't know what the fuck
content
that
rapper.
means.
He's a content
Yeah,
rapper.
yeah.
He can't. He's hard to break that. I think like nobody's gonna go buy the Harry Mack album. Because like he could spend all his time writing, and it
I
won't
don't
be
know
as
though. What if
creative
he
as the
just
most
like
creative
flipped
guy.
it? Like I just seen the girl from Machine Gun Kelly has this new, well not new anymore, but this new guitar player named Sophie, and she just dropped like an album, but she's just playing the guitar for. She's like playing. She like basically produced it. You know what I'm saying? Like she made the
instrumentals?
Yeah, she made
For
the
MGK's
instrumentals, and then
songs?
well no, so she's in MGK's live band.
Right.
But she took that platform and then was like, okay, let me just try and transition it to my own shit, and it actually kind of worked.
That's dope.
So I don't know, maybe Harry Mack could do something like, I don't know. It's
I'm
hard
here
to
for
say.
it.
It's hard to say.
I want it to be. I just want it to be.
Yeah. Right?
Let me see it.
So, quick question too. So you being you now with like your accomplishments and stuff like that, what would be something you would like if you can go back, you would tell your past self, like your young self, like if you can tell yourself something to like avoid certain things while you grow up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, do it sooner for sure. Like start rapping sooner. Like, cause like I said, I was worried because I didn't have a message. Like, who cares? Like, just rap without a message until you have a message, and then you can spread a message. Like, but like I just felt like it was all a waste of time because I was scared to I dipped my feet in, but I didn't want to so I just kind of did it in the shadows. Like,
You don't want to plunge.
yeah, like exactly.
Always plunge.
Because like I knew a couple other guys who kind of did like, and behind closed doors, like they were laughed at. Like they were kind of like, it was a joke. Like they were like, come on, like this guy can't rap. Like why is he dropping like rap videos and freestyles? Like this guy, it's like, and you watch and it's cringy. So then like I didn't want to be that guy, but like.
But also, it's like, what do you even have to lose if you are that guy? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? That's what it all comes down to. Because, like I
Yeah.
just said, with like the equivalency of like dirt on the ground, like those people that would even like joke about you or like say your shit or whatever, like also have not even done anything in their life. They probably make.
They
they're
would
probably
never
broke.
do it.
They'd never do it. They would never
Yeah.
dare to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
so yeah, that is good advice. Just that's it, right? Just tell you, just
do it.
just
Yeah,
do
and
it.
I could have like connected with a producer earlier. I could have like dropped projects earlier. I could have been learning so much like years earlier. So then by the time I was here, I could have had it made. Like who knows? Because like my abilities were there for so long, but like the connections and like the understanding wasn't like so much more. But
So a lot of it was just taking that initial risk, right? When you say like
Yeah.
meeting or like finding a producer, do you feel like you need somebody to make all your beats? Like
Yeah,
original?
I don't make my own beats. I
But like, do you fuck with YouTube beats?
never did. That's where I did in the shadows, and like I would write to stuff.
But you were like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, you felt like if I was gonna do this like for real, I want like a producer to make my beats.
I guess so. Like I didn't really
kinda
understand how it works. Like I guess I was so worried about doing it wrong
Yeah.
that like I just wouldn't
You're like, I need a
do
producer.
that. Yeah, and like even now, like I like tell my guys like try not to use any samples because like samples they're so dope. But
to
like
get
since I was scared to
copyrighted
get
and
them
shit.
cleared and stuff like that, like that's not a realm I can step into. Like they don't. Sorry, I'm not gonna.
What's that?
I just didn't want to.
Oh no,
I was curious.
No.
We good.
This is just the fucking elastic. Don't worry.
I love it.
Trenches, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
It's actually an expensive mic.
But not. Oh man, I'm doing that thing where I forget.
Just the producer.
Oh yeah. I couldn't make my own beats. I was scared about samples.
I can't make beats either.
Then eventually, I was like, okay, I want to do like kind of like covers where we like chop up the sample. Like we did like "Smooth" by Santana, which is sick. We did like Jack Harlow's. Well, that's like we do remixes, but we like there's a couple where we kind of chopped up old songs and like we like just redid them kind of in a weird way. They're dope. But anyways, I kind of like my producer kind of convinced me. He's like, you know what? Even if you use a sample and it's illegal, and it gets big enough that the original artist finds out and like comes at you for it and sends you a cease and desist, you've already gotten what you need out of it. You've already gotten the views and
That's
the
what I said.
audience.
It's like if you do something and it reaches the point of like, because I guess I have a song or whatever, and like my friend was like, "Yo, like Lil TJ used that song," and I'm just like, I never knew that. Like I never knew that this beat was used by him. Right? It was still accessible. So it's like if Lil TJ found out about it, I made it. You know what I mean?
Do you know who Lil TJ is?
I don't. I think I see
really?
his name on like TikTok
Yeah,
and stuff.
you know
though.
who Lil TJ is.
Yeah?
Trust me. Yeah, 100%.
I'd ask
Lil
you
TJ
for,
song
for
that's
a
like
song.
we'll run some tunes after. So
Yeah.
But no, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty sweet, man. You are on. You're definitely on a good trajectory. You definitely probably feel good about it now, eh? That you took the chance.
I'm feeling pretty good. Like but just like that. I mean, Merkules was a big one. Like after Merkules, I kind of like was like, all right, like, and I also picked up editing. So I was making my own content with my own shows. Like I've been stacking all this content, but I didn't know what to do with it. And I was kind of like looking at other people to edit it, but I was like, you know what? After looking at other like fan edits and stuff, yeah, I could do this. And so I just started whipping it up in like CapCut, which makes it 10 times easier.
CapCut all the way.
Dangerous, man. Like,
Simple, like crazy edits at one, like the tap of just boom, done.
Absolutely.
It really is just so simple as like it doesn't even have to be good. You just have to post so much that like eventually like that's what I keep trying to tell like my friends and shit is like, yo, it doesn't even have to be like. It really can be some garbage ass promo as long as you hit upload. Like it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to build some really. The way I think about it is like, okay, once I make it, then I'll go and I'll delete everything that was there, and then I'll actually go with like a proper. Because I have like I feel like I have a little bit of a brand established with just like the way things look and stuff like that. But like worry about that. In my opinion, worry about that after. Because if you start with that, guess what? Nobody even gives a fuck.
Nobody sees your growth.
Nobody even cares, and nobody even cares to begin with. So you're putting all this effort into like keeping everything really branded, and like it's cool, and like artistically that's what you want to do. But like just focus on just right now, just volume. That's what I think. Not with the music necessarily, but with like promo, with all the content, with the stupid shit. Just post like crazy.
Why didn't you guys give me a haircut before this?
Yeah, that's so true.
Bro, why don't you give me a haircut during this?
Yeah,
That'd be nuts. My clippers are in the car.
Are they really?
Hey,
Are
yo,
they really?
how long would it take you to buzz me up? How sick would that be?
That would
No,
be
I'm kidding.
crazy.
That'd be crazy.
Well, that's actually a good idea. Somebody actually told me that I should interview people in the chair. I'm like, you know what, man?
I've seen
like,
a guy who does that.
this is too much. I'm like, this is too much.
It is a lot.
This is
I
too
imagine.
much,
And,
man.
like, what about audio? Would that be hard?
No,
'Cause
you
the
can
buzzing?
get those little clip ones. The little clip mics. Yeah. But
You're
no,
already-
man.
you're already
no,
halfway
don't
there.
put these in my fucking head, man. I don't need
Alright,
this
alright,
fucking
Well, maybe just like a
aggravation in
one-off.
my life.
Like next time I'll come back because we said it.
We could, bro. We could do the Konan Doyle in the chair getting his haircut fucking interview. But like that's the thing is like, oh man, too many fucking eggs and too many baskets.
That'd be
Too
hard.
many
Well, that's
eggs
what you got
and
a
too
second
many
man for
baskets.
too.
Yeah.
One guy
That's
can do
true.
half my head, the other do not.
This is actually his first podcast. He does good, eh?
I love it, man. This
He
is
does
fresh.
good.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
natural. It's like
We normally have Thrax on, but Thrax is working. So
Boo.
what were you gonna say?
Oh, I don't even know, but I think I was gonna say like I think it's really cool to see the success, like going back to like the whole producer thing, like the success you have off of like originality, I think that means something more because you're not using samples and shit. So you've been able to build off actual just original shit nobody's heard is a good thing. And then like with the quality thing he was saying, it's like if you just pump out content and people fuck with you in the lows, you know what I mean? Like when your quality is just like whatever, then it's good because that means they actually fuck with you. You know what I mean? If you come out the gate with like crazy professional shit, it's like people might look past you because they might like see you as somebody who's already up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I could see that. Yeah, they might just brush you off as a guy who's done it for
Got
so
money
long
and
and
is
he
able to
hasn't
just
made
do
it
it.
or something. Like, yeah, I get that. Yeah, absolutely.
So do you record everything at home right now?
Yeah, I do have a studio
It's
at home.
cool.
It's pretty,
That's fucking
it's pretty
sick.
sick actually. I'm pretty proud of my studio. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And like my girl helped me like make it look real fresh now. Like with like we put like my album art on the wall and like my like logos on there and like some other paintings.
I did see that. The album did well. I did quite a few streams. What was that? Like 40K, 30K.
Yeah, in 1 month we're almost pretty much at 40K. I think if you include Apple Music, we're probably at 40K. I think.
Wow. Yeah, Apple Music it's nothing, eh?
It's just like I don't really know how their playlist work. Like you can get editorial playlists on Apple Music.
so hard on Spotify now. Apparently, you need to know somebody there now. That's what somebody told me.
Oh yeah,
It's
Oh.
really hard now.
Dang. I guess
It's
I gotta
super
gotta
hard
meet
now.
people.
Have you had any
Like, obviously pitch it,
radio
but-
play too? Have you had
Yeah,
radio play?
I technically have been on the radio twice. Once I was like on there in person and like rapping on the radio.
Ooh.
And that was in like at the McMaster radio.
Really? That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. They got. So I think I forget the. It was Jay Steele. Jay Steele. Shout out Jay Steele. Yeah, he had me on there with a group, the Steel City Cypher. That was fire. And then the second time, I was just there for like kind of just like an interview session. Oh, I guess I forgot I did that too.
There you
It was
go.
a bit of an interview on the radio, and then we got to play my track after just because I had it ready, and they were like, "Do you have anything to play?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can play this." And yeah, played a track. It was
That's
pretty
so
dope.
sick.
I got to like film it from in the radio, like first time on the radio. Like it was crazy.
That's so sick.
Yeah, it felt pretty good.
That's fucking great, man. Well, I'm really happy with this interview. I want to ask you one more question. I want to ask you. I guess it's kind of similar. Cody kind of stole my fucking question, bro.
know
to be
what
honest.
to say,
Hit me.
brother.
He picked it.
I'll give you a different answer.
He picked it right out of my brain. Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a different answer. But to the aspiring artists out there, what's just one good piece of advice you can give them? Super basic question. I know.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
know.
try and
Forgive
think
me.
of- well,
Forgive me.
Well, let me try and
everybody.
think of a better answer then. Okay, the
Fuck.
aspiring artist advice that I would give them: own your craft. Like go to rehearsal studios and practice your shit, and like spend a lot of time writing shit and like recording it and learning what sounds good and what doesn't. Like you like and like, you can choose to release it on the way as you go. Like, but like don't I don't know, like don't just get into a groove and like just keep booking shows because like shows are fun and shows are dope and shows are what people like to see.
Shows are the
Like
prize.
you have
That's
to
what my
be
buddy
sick
Alex said.
at the shows. Like you have to be dope at this. You
Yeah.
have to have a nice performance. I think that's focus on your performance because like that will make you stand out. That's what made me stand out is my live performance. I think from what I've come to understand.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
you open for Afro Man,
Twice now.
and it was you do have a really good stage presence.
Thank you, man.
You're really
Well,
in their face. You're moving around, grooving around.
I try to the energy, and I guess like I can't like pretend that I don't think I'm like the best at like the lyrical stuff. Like I think I'm the best. Like I literally it's a problem. Like I like
Kind of gotta though. I mean,
yeah, you got it. Like I like the stuff that makes you don't even notice what I'm saying until like the third, fourth time around, and you're like, oh wait a minute, that means two different things, and I didn't even realize like. I just it's my I'll even like I don't know I just love that stuff.
Well, it's good, and that also I'll add on to what you said, and I'll just say like you have to be confident in yourself. Really, that's the big root of it,
Yes,
right? Like
dude.
you should think that you're the best at the lyrical shit. Like I would hope
Absolutely.
you have to think that you're the best at the lyrical
you gotta
shit.
Absolutely.
believe in
Like-
yourself because like it goes with like if you don't believe in yourself, who else will, right?
Mhm.
So you gotta
You
believe
have to
you're
be
the
your
best.
first number one fan.
Yeah, just put the like what do they say? It's like 10,000 hours to become like a master.
Yeah.
I literally spent 10 years writing before I released anything. And I'm not saying you should do that
Wow.
because I regret doing that.
Yeah, but that's true.
but I put in my 10,000 hours. Put in your 10,000 hours, and whether you want to release that progress on the way or not, do it because it's going to benefit you probably if you do.
Yeah, probably do
But
it.
put
yeah.
that 10,000 hours in. Like
100%.
even if it's cringy and you want to be public with it, just do it. Like 10,000 hours though. Don't do it if you haven't put 10,000 hours in yet. Like don't like what I'm saying is like keep doing it and always do it. But like I mean like it's kind of
It's a tough one.
it's kind of complicated in terms of like Here's what I think. Like, there's an issue with live shows right now. The state of live shows is a big problem in Ontario for hip hop. It's oversaturated. Anybody can get on if they pay, which fine, that's totally fine. Like, because like it is a business. Like, you invest in the business knowing that they're gonna sell tickets. But when you shift to like, we don't care if you sell tickets, we just want the money, then it gets dangerous. And like, I think like then people who haven't put in like hours, like, and like your hours can be like highly transferable skills. Like, you can be into music your whole life and then switch genres. You still put in 10,000 hours. Like, I'm not saying don't do this genre of music because you haven't, like, you can't rap like me. Like, it's not like that. I can appreciate all kinds of rap, like, genuinely. But yeah, like, put in the work, because like people try and slide through on just money, like, or they try and slide through on just like luck or just like connections. Like, put in the work. You got to do both. Like, success comes from luck, but also it comes from like skill and preparing yourself to a level of skill when the luck comes around. Yeah. Because if the luck comes around and you're not ready for it, you're not gonna make it. Like, you know,
it might be a rough time.
It
might be tough.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Konan Doyle interview. Be sure to check him out on all platforms. It's KONANDOYLE.
Thank you for doing that.
100%, bro. And congratulations on everything you've accomplished, bro. We are excited to see where you go with everything, bro. God bless you. Best of luck. Any parting words for my man?
Really quick last question.
Hit me.
Where'd Konan Doyle come from?
Oh, this is a good one. How could you do this to me?
That's a good question.
There's an artist, not an artist. There's an author, and his name is Arthur Conan Doyle.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's the author of Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
And like, well, like, you know, not everybody does know him. Like, he is like he's globally known, like, recognized for his like his written ability, like his written works, and that's the kind of the goal I wanted. My last name is Doyle. So I kept the same last name, just switched my first name. And it was kind of like an ode to, like, you know, the written stuff. Yeah. Conan the Barbarian's hard as fuck. Like, I don't know. Like,
hard as fuck.
Also, my favorite character in Naruto is Conan. I think you pronounce it. Like,
okay.
I don't know if you watch Naruto.
I haven't seen.
But like, she's like the origami girl.
Yeah.
Who's like this crazy,
bad as fuck,
crazy Keke Genkai.
I don't know what she looks like.
That bit.
No, it's dope. So like, there's just a couple of like minor influences, but that's kind of the main one is the author.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man. Thanks for asking.
Conan Doyle, baby.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, bro. Drink water, fine guy. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.